Howdy, folks. Wonder Montage Survival here. This is episode 5 of Libby, Underhill in Louisville. Uh, this is a very fun episode to get to film. Here on the first day, we're going to be wrapping up the thunderstorm that had kind of ended the last episode. At first, I had thought that it had ended a little earlier than it really did, and we'll end up kind of speeding through a little bit of this, but there's going to be a bit of it where I'm just kind of working through skill books, and then by the end of this first day, we're going to probably not even by the end, by like noon, we're gonna head out because there'll be a break in the storm, and I'm like, oh look, we're A-O good. There's no more rain coming down, and boy howdy was I mistaken. It's gonna be quite a bit more rain coming down over the course of today, but fortunately I mean, because we're already getting set out a little late. We're getting set out a little late, so there's not like a whole lot of looting that we're gonna really be able to do. We're just gonna hit a couple houses here over in the spawn neighborhood, and in all honesty, I have also just gotten a little bored of looting these houses in the spawn neighborhood, and so we're gonna end up going a little further into Louisville by the end of this episode. Not like particularly far in, but we're gonna start kind of hitting the mansions that are just north of our location. Gonna get a little sip of water. Now, I will say it's not like super dangerous, but it can be a little dangerous going out into these sorts of rainstorms, because it's an easy way for you to get sick, which is not like in and of itself a huge setback, but you will walk around with a pretty terrible cough. What was also cool is we did find the key to that big box truck that I had pointed out in the last episode, and tomorrow we're gonna come back with a little bit of gas and fill it up, and we're going to also fill up a lot of gas cans in preparation for the power outage, which is incredibly imminent at this point. It is just right there. So yeah, we're gonna hit a couple of these houses, and I ended up getting not like confused, but I was definitely a little confused hitting these houses because like so many of them look so similar on the insides. They literally have like this bookshelf in the one corner, and then in the master bedroom they all have this like dresser, like double small dresser set up, and I was finding garbage bags and all the these trash cans, but I was not really like finding the sort of beta blockers or like additional skill books or more entertainment, like things that we were really like looking for. And although there are still some groups kind of around this area, it's definitely like kind of cleared out a little. I've also almost like flipped the truck right there on one of the groups. Oh yeah, we found this antique oven as well, which is like a very cool item. I've had them before, but I usually don't make. I've never had a character make it all the way to winter with the July start, um, and we will wake up one of these mornings, and I'm going to like light one for the first time, which is very very exciting that we caught it on film. So yeah, first time for everything. And even that made me kind of think, oh man, it'd be fun to like take a there's some spots that I've investigated way out, not on this character, but I've investigated way out over by, I think it's Camp Busy Beaver, which is a hilarious name. It's a spot that's kind of in the southwest part of Knox County. We also found a barbell and some dumbbells, both inside the same garage. So, I mean, that garage had some very rare loot inside of it. I've also never been much of one to work out because it, like, leveling strength and fitness is kind of a whole challenge in and of itself. But, yeah, now that we have them, I kind of am tempted to do something like that. I don't really know what the schedule on that would look like. We'd probably be doing it at night. But I also would like to, like, quadruple the size of our water collecting setup before even doing something like that. Just because we probably are gonna get really dirty doing that. Also, kind of thinking about the next helicopter event right now. That doesn't happen in this episode, but that is also like very, very imminent. And so I set out in the fog. I want to get this truck. And by about 10 o'clock, I realized that I've grabbed like 3 or 4 empty gas cans, but I don't have a single full gas can. So I have to turn back and get some gas cans, which that was on me. Oops. Oh well. But you know, we make mistakes sometimes, and even us who have played the game for 800 hours, so you know, you get to see them. You get to see the footage, mistakes and all. I was just thinking back on even like the Adelina Hollenbeck episode where my computer crashed like 3 times, and like the gameplay started back up at 520 like 3 times. I was like really not frustrated. I was only frustrated because it was like silly, and you know, that's a Windows issue, but I wasn't frustrated in the sense that like, oh man, I thought I was filming like such a perfect game or whatever. It's just like freaking whatever. Same thing here. This truck is really funny because I like expect it to have like 18 gears and like take a long time to accelerate, and it just doesn't. It like accelerates on the drop of a hat, and is just, it's absurd. But whatever. We got a lot of storage in it. So now I'm filling up our gas cans, and we have enough fuel now to get us started on when the helicopter event, when the power finally goes out. And I just figure if I'm out here, I might as well loot the gun store as well, because we're here, and I've got spare bags, so why not? So I did that. And I also get the mounted deer head and the plant. We've actually been gathering a lot of plants, because I feel like plants are like the easiest thing to just like throw in the corner and be like, bam, beautification right there. Instant beautification. And unlike real life plants in this game, require zero maintenance, so that's like very handy. And you like don't have to align them with like a south facing window and water them like once every 3 days or 4 days, or identify root rot, the whole gambit. Like, it's less ownership than a dog. It just takes up like a little bit of inventory space, which this truck has like 400 units of space in it, along with like the actual RV interior in the back. And so now we have 2 RVs, and I'm not using either of them, and I don't know necessarily how I feel about that. I'm kind of thinking about that right now, but no, that's what we got. I also just bring a radio up into our room just in case I wake up and have to end up listening to the radio up there, because we wake up at 7:50 or whatever. It's pretty crazy too. I mean, we're already, you spend a week making all these stews, and then they're all gone, just like that. Blink of an eye. Bye-bye stews. Now that the water's out, I decide to designate a satchel as our dirty clothes bag. I would like to get something even bigger than that for that purpose, but I don't know where that's necessarily going to come from. It'll come from somewhere. I also wanted to see if I would be able to rearrange the bed and the couch in there, and accidentally just disassemble them down to their second halves, so they're gone. I'll probably end up like trashing them or something. I haven't figured it out. I'm going to take a sip of water. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but it just happens. The power went out at 7:30 on the 25th. But because we're ready, it wasn't too much of a big issue. We just immediately transferred over to a generator. And I actually was worried in the back of my head that I'd somehow lost footage. So I was like, I don't know if my timelines line up right here necessarily, but they do. And on that note, this is going to be the day I'm just going to kind of clear out some of these groups that we're encountering in this neighborhood, because even though we're going through here a lot, I feel like we're also probably dragging a lot of zombies through this area, which is just kind of scary. So yeah, we're gonna kill some of them. And now, like I mentioned, I have just kind of grown a little bored of hitting these houses. I feel like I already hit this one. I couldn't tell you. Maybe this is the one that didn't have the garbage bag. I must have. Yeah, I absolutely already hit this one. That's so funny. Well, we got the large stable from here. And another plant. 2 exceptional items. I also decided to investigate the burned down house just because I'm like, ooh, why not? Nothing too exciting to report from there. And after going through the burned down house is when I decide ultimately to head over to the mansions that are just north of us. I'm scooting my chair. Also, I'm an idiot and I like hold the mic while I'm recording instead of having a little like arm that I could reasonably calibrate myself like to. So if y'all ever notice like changes in my volume, that's like specifically what it is because I'm fidgety and also like moving the microphone around and moving my body around and not being like perfectly still. It's also why I don't have a pop filter set up, so you guys really get a nice earful of my every time I pop. And if you think I compress any of that, forget it. And so this got to be a really funky jaunt here. I don't know if it was the sound of the truck coming through or just the fact that I'm really moving my way into like virgin territory as we are approaching peak day. But there were just relative to what we have seen so far, a lot of zombies. And this group looked really funny. It's really funny watching it again, but it looked really funny while I was like killing it. We pop some beta blockers and pull out the kukri or the rancher machete. We don't have a kukri right now. Pull out the rancher machete and we killed them all really quickly. So that was good. And it was also funny because just like more kept on popping out of the neighborhood to the west and the woods, and then at about here around 5 o'clock, after we take care of this other group, I look past and we'll see a survivor house actually, and I'm like, whoa, that's handy. It's right there. Our second survivor house. And I'll just decide to go in because, there's usually really good loot inside of survivor houses. And especially with my loot settings, there's definitely going to be good loot in there. It was kind of one of the reasons why I was heading over to the mansions, was because I was hoping that there'd be a survivor house in one of the mansions. But there ends up being quite a few of the undead inside of this place, and then I keep hearing knocking, and there's actually like a bit of a group over on this side, and so we take care of them. And no like sledgehammers, even though we don't really need another sledgehammer. There's definitely some ammo, and there's a lot of melee weapons. We do find a wood axe, which is going to be really useful now that we have this antique oven. I almost want like a second antique oven for the bedroom or something, because when we go to bed on this evening, we end up waking up like kind of cold, which is funny. Like I'm just like, put a damn sheet on or something. Get a quilt. And it seems it's like November as of the recording of this. It's probably gonna be December when it comes out. I mean, it's not freezing here, but it's like definitely chilly. But I still sleep uh, pretty close to naked, and I'm like really warm. So I don't know. Just one of the other. You've already been watching. You no, this was an Adelina Hollenbeck. I've like talked about how components of the scaling in the simulation in this game are kind of funny. Like you'll drink a beer, and within an hour, your character is ridiculously tired, which is like pretty absurd. I feel like unless you're someone who never drinks, and even then, like I don't drink. I'm like relatively straight edge. I drink like caffeine, and like I know I can like have two like mixed drinks, and I mean I'll definitely get inebriated, but I won't be like begging to fall asleep in within an hour. But yeah, so the thresholds on that just seem kind of funny in the game. But same thing with this, because we wake up and I decide to put on like a long sleeve shirt just in order to deal with the possibility of the chill outside. It's also what motivates me to light this antique stove. This was kind of a learning experience for me. I didn't realize, like, I burned some money. It's just, it's what they want you to do in real life too. Just burn some money, and then put the log in, actually, and the like area immediately around it gets just like super warm. It's like so nice. So that thing is very cool. I am in love with my antique oven. Hands down, one of the coolest finds that I've ever had in this game. Even I find them regularly. There's a couple houses throughout the game that have them, and then you find them in like storage units every once in a while. But never had actually like tested it out. Because again, I like have never really played a character all the way to winter. I made a little wrong turn, but that's fine. And so I just decided I wanna keep doing stuff over by these mansions because it's just a little bit further in. Bless me. Yeah, I want to start kind of moving in to town a little bit. I don't necessarily think that I want to establish a safe house out in this location. It was like one of the reasons why I picked the house that I did, and not like, especially, we're not going there today, but I'll probably end up going there in the next episode. It's like the 3 mansions that are fenced in. They're a really defensive position. It's really like safe to play there. If you're ever looking for a good spot to like start out in Louisville, I like highly recommend them. But I like specifically did not want to play there. I like really hate basing up in mansions. I kind of prefer like either the farmhouses or like industrial areas, like factories, or the second stories of like the apartments around towns. I've lived out of storage units before. Those are really fun, although they have like quite a danger to them. Um, then, yeah, we found this huge horde just on the other side of this mansion, which is what I've been wanting. Like, I've really just been thinking this whole time, like, wow, we've really not had, like, big numbers. And coming here, we're, like, starting to find some big numbers, which, yeah, I freaking got what I asked for. So that's really nice. We even got injured. Like, I think this is the first injury this character has sustained. Fortunately, I play with only bites being zombifying, so we don't have to be worried about like scratches or lacerations killing us. Yeah. So we're pretty safe from that. We're in a little pain, I think, but that will pass pretty quickly. And the loot here is just like so much better than what it had been in the spawned neighborhood. We find like 2 machetes inside of this house and more bread knives. We're really going through bread knives right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but yeah, I'm going through like kitchen knives and bread knives right now, and I had a stack of about 10 bread knives at the start, and I think I'm down to like 4 now, and that includes like 3 that I've picked up across several houses. We find this other like nice big horde like wandering around over here. Very fun. So yeah, just lots of good like horde management. And even though it's 5 o'clock and that's usually, business hours are over, go home. I actually didn't, and this little group was really funny to deal with. They just kind of kept walking through the window, like one by one. Yeah, they kept walking through the window like one by one, which was just really, really kind of silly. So yeah, I'm really happy that we came out to this area, just because oh, this was also funny. I tried to clean myself on the bathtub, and I guess it's like bugged or something, or maybe because it's directly above the sink. I don't know. But when I tried to clean myself at that bathtub, it took me directly to the kitchen sink below, and then the bathtub was not usable. That was kind of wacky. And so next time, we'll probably end up turning right out of this neighborhood instead of left. And I'll hit the triple mansion that I was talking about. I also hit that Dodge Ram, which I thought was, I rammed the Ram. Normally I think it's the car that's going to hit us, but no, we hit the car. This group was also just large enough that I thought it was like critical to take care of. Yeah, that's most of it. I think we're just going to kind of slowly work our way into Louisville. I'm not looking to get like too far ahead immediately. I just feel like I can like jump the gun, like especially if I go over to the mall or something and then just pull 800 zombies all of a sudden, especially like as we go into peak day, which is not like next episode, but it is forthcoming. And we have like another helicopter event coming up soon too. So that's just something to like I'm like definitely keeping on the back of my mind while I'm kind of planning out where I want to be going, because I'd rather decide to go to the Louisville Mall if there were like several days of safety, and maybe if I had a safer car, because we've had this truck since the beginning and it's falling apart, so that's another thing I'm kind of looking for. But anyways, that's about it. So I appreciate you watching. Take care. Bye.